Hey, what's up everyone? Mike here, and today we're doing the Q&A. I want to thank everyone that submitted questions. I appreciate it as always. If you have something you want to ask me, make sure to leave it down below. First question comes from Muhammad. He says, eBay just removed 15 of my products and labeled them as carburetor adjustment tools. eBay does not allow listings that are intended to bypass or render emissions control devices. eBay is considering my items as vehicle related, however they are for a chainsaw. What should I do? So the first thing you should do if you're having things pulled down is understand that it wasn't a human that pulled it down. 99% of the time, listings are pulled off eBay through some kind of algorithm system, whatever they have in place. I don't know that they have a name for it, but something goes around their site and pulls listings down for titles, pictures, descriptions, all that stuff. It's just automatically read and then assumed that your product is related to the keyword you have or whatever. Anyways, you need to call eBay. It should be your first line of action. Call eBay and figure out what's going on. Explain to them your side of the story. Explain to them there was a mistake made. And most of the time they're going to help you out. But there's probably times where they might argue that your items fall under those categories anyways. Just understand that's how eBay works and they don't really care. Your side of the story, they will ban items if they don't want them on there. Like I know they do a lot of that stuff for vaping and things that can be considered weapons or that have Nazi symbols and stuff like that. So just explain your side, try to get a hold of someone that's helpful. A good tip for eBay is if someone isn't helping you, hang up and call back. There's a ton of different reps there and some of them are helpful and some of them are not. James said, what is your decision process for listing on FBA versus eBay? Hey James, I actually covered this quite a bit in the past. And the basic breakdown is very simple. If it can go to FBA and make profit, it goes to FBA. If it cannot, then it goes to eBay. I tend to auction things off on eBay, get them out of my way. I don't like taking up a bunch of space for listings. And I send probably right now the breakdown's like 95% of my stuff to FBA. So there's not much of a decision process right now. Picker Smurf said, I've got a question for you, Mike. I just started on Amazon, and since my budget is very tiny, I can't afford FBA yet. I do merchant fulfilled. How long approximately do you think it will take to get my first sale? I know it depends on the listing. I'm selling mostly books. Hey Smurf, thanks so much for being active lately. I do notice you commenting on all the videos and I really appreciate that. The short of the long is it could take a long time to sell something or it can be tomorrow. But there's a few things that are going to factor into this, and just know merchant fulfilled is not bad. I sold on Amazon merchant fulfilled only for 4 years and I did really well as an extra income over there. So don't expect your sales to drop off significantly because it's not FBA. Merchant fulfilled sells very well too. I've bought stuff from merchant fulfilled and I know a lot of people who do. So I would say if you're in a good sales rank range, which depends on what you're selling in, like if you're selling books, if you're lower than $1 million, you'll probably sell pretty quickly. Now different categories have a different amount of total listings. Like video games, I think only have 150,000, so you couldn't even get to $1 million, and you would want to be in the top 50,000 there. But I would say in general, if you have a pretty popular item, it should sell within less than a week, and you should be looking to find high profit items you can flip at your thrift stores, maybe some arbitrage, but you know those get packed, especially if you're not doing FBA, and garage sales, swap meets, all that stuff. Vicky said, hi Mike, how do you ship video game consoles that are in the box and loose? Well, first of all, that doesn't really make sense. I'm assuming you're asking two questions, loose and in the box. They're different things. But if they're in the box, then I'm not talking FBA here. If they're in the box, I'll find a box they fit in. I will put lots of loose fill in there, lay it down, put loose fill on top, make sure there's no chance of it crushing whatsoever. Now, if it is a loose console, I will saran wrap it, I guess is the easiest way to explain it, but use stretch wrap, and that keeps the trays and stuff from opening. And then I will do the same thing with the loose fill on the bottom than on top. Now, for FBA is a lot different. I actually just bag consoles. That's all I do is I put them in a bag and label them, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But yeah, I just bag them, and then if they're in the box, I put them inside of another box. Obviously, I make sure they don't get crushed, but the label will go on the barcode on the box. I don't bubble wrap them or anything like that. One of the main issues here is there's a lot of misconceptions about how things need to be packaged for Amazon. We're going to talk about that in a second with another question I have, but just know that most people way overpack for Amazon. They don't need to. Rhett asks, why are some products I attempt to send to FBA attempting to charge me a shipping cost? Hey Red, I talked about this on the live show, and this is a glitch in the system on Amazon. If you guys don't know and you're watching this, a lot of times when you go through one of the listers, because there's two different ways to list items on Amazon, if you go through one of them, when you go to list FBA items, it still shows the merchant fulfilled shipping. So it'll have your price plus $4.99 or your price plus $6.99. Now you can actually just ignore that if you're listing FBA. It's really just a glitch. It doesn't switch over for some reason, and I'm not sure why they never fixed it. It doesn't actually charge the customer the shipping cost that's on there, so make sure you price your item what you want to sell it at. So if you want to sell it for $25, don't price it at like, $20.01 and then plus $4.99 shipping, because it will sell for $20.01 and they won't be charged shipping. Instead, price it at $25. That shipping will just get knocked off once it's FBA. You don't have to worry about it. It's a glitch, I promise. I've checked it out a bunch of times and tested it. I'm not sure why their lister does that, and I'm not sure how they haven't fixed it over all the years. Ezekiel says, I've listed a new product in Amazon's catalog, but it's not showing up in my inventory. It's been 2 hours. Anyone ever experienced this? Hey Ezekiel, so first of all, I posted in the group about this. This is actually a question I pulled from Facebook. I have listed new products, and it's taken up to 10 hours to update and show my listing and show it in my inventory and all that. So you have to be patient. You have to understand Amazon has a massive infrastructure. Listing a new item doesn't take seconds. It's not like eBay where it's instantly live unless the actual listing is created. Because Amazon goes on a catalog system, they might review items. I don't really know how it works behind the scenes. Heisenberg says, hey Michael, how do you package loose game cartridges such as NES, DS, Genesis, etc.? I was just going to stretch wrap them. Is that okay to do? Now that is actually absolutely okay to do, and I'm going to talk about misconceptions here and how I package them. So first of all, let me show you how I package them. I have 2 Genesis cartridges here. Both of these options would be fine. This first one is in a poly bag. You can see the label on there. And this is absolutely fine for FBA. So that right there is fine. Next, stretch wrapped. Same thing. Label on the front. That's absolutely fine, guys. Okay? Now let's talk about all these misconceptions in the groups, people telling each other stuff that's bullshit, and let's just get to the chase here. Shipping for Amazon's really easy. All you need to do is, you don't even have to wrap games. You could literally put the label on the back, but I don't do that because then the customer has to peel it off. All you have to do is get your item to Amazon safely, unless it's in a few categories. Plush dolls require that they're bagged. Glass requires that it is bubble wrapped and or boxed. It has to pass a 6-point drop test from 3 feet, and it needs to have fragile stickers on it. Items that are part of a set need to have stickers that say, do not separate. If bags have more than X amount of inches flat, I always forget this, I don't know why. I'm going to say 5 inches to be on the safe side. It's probably way bigger than that. 5 inches flat needs to have a suffocation warning label on it. Aside from that, there's not really many other things you need to worry about. If you're sending in liquids, they need to be sealed off and double bagged. Besides this, items do not pass the drop test, guys. You do not have to package them for shipping. Amazon will take your item off the shelf, repackage it, and ship it out. You do not need to bubble wrap each game. You do not need to bubble wrap consoles. You do not need to bubble wrap controllers. You don't need to bubble wrap or wrap books at all. You can put labels just on the back. None of this stuff has to be done by you. Stop wasting your money and time. All you need to do is make sure you follow the loose fill rules, which are single sheets of paper and or bubble wrap. Do not use actual loose fill like foam beads, and put them on the bottom. Stack everything neatly. Put them on the top. Make sure nothing shifts. Make sure it's not going to get crushed. When it gets there, they pull off the extra loose fill, take everything out, scan it, put it in the system, done. No, they're not dropping all of your items 3 feet at a time, one by one at 6 points. You know how long that would take? Amazon would be out of business by now. I'm not sure why these misconceptions keep going around. They're not true. You don't need a package to make your item safe for delivery after it gets to Amazon. You just got to get it there for the most part, unless it's considered fragile. Amazon in your shipment will tell you before if it's fragile. It will say, please bubble wrap these items. Please put labels on these items. Please do this to these items. So there's so many misconceptions. If you don't understand shipping, go to Amazon's shipping page and read the rules. They're not that difficult. They're really not. I memorized them in like a day. Like, it's really simple, and I still talk about them all the time, guys. So definitely go get familiar with the rules if you're asking these kind of questions. And don't waste your money overpacking stuff. Don't do it. It's a waste of your money and time. I promise. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it as always. If you have questions for me, make sure to leave them down below, and I'll get to them next week. I love doing this series because it's interactive one-on-one. If you want to support the channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. You can purchase through my Amazon affiliate link down in the description. That helps a ton. If you have any questions about equipment I use, my entire equipment list is down in the description as well, with links to where you can get every single item. All that stuff I vouch for 1000%. I use it every day, and I just appreciate you guys watching so much. We're over 9,000 subs now, and it means the world to me. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you all very soon. Take care.